Yo, welcome to a special late night edition of Bedroom Blueprint. We wanted to have a male polyamory discussion, one that doesn't get hacked. I know we talked a lot about lifestyle, and it's not the same. We got to get people to know that it's not the same. First, I'm gonna introduce my homeboy Tommy. Tommy,
What's going
up,
on, man?
We've been a long time coming. We've been talking about this for years at this point, man.
First, before we even get jumped in there, I want to say congratulations to you, man. I see you out here grinding. I see you out here working. Man, I see you trying to get your things going. I remember when, just real quick, I remember when this was just like kind of just like hey, I want to get this thing started. I want to get this thing jumping. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And to kind of see you now, like, with your equipment, you got your setup, you got your everything rocking, you dropping on a consistent basis, you putting out the content. So, you know what I'm saying? I just want to tip my hat to you. Kudos to you, homie. I see you doing your thing. You came a dream, and I see you rocking.
Appreciate it, man. That's one thing I ain't been afraid of is hard work, man. This is and people don't understand how much work this takes. I know a lot of y'all think about, you just grabbing a cell phone and a camera and you just talking and, just having stuff consistently to talk about and just keeping the conversation moving. It's not always the easiest thing with people. Some people can do it. Some people don't do it well. So
I think it's like, it's one thing to just kind of like be on the phone with the homie and shooting the shit for like 10, 15 minutes at a time, or you're at the kickback and you kind of making your way through the kickback and you just sitting there shooting the shit, Mm-hmm. I think it's a whole lot different when you got to sit in front of a camera and have compelling content, right? Have engaging content with somebody for an hour.
Because everybody can't do something like, they hit you with the and stuff like that. So, I appreciate it, man. Like I said, this is it's one of those things where I think especially being a man, where I am not trying to put content out where women feel like they're being bashed.
For sure.
And I think a lot of times when people see it on the internet, they automatically turn it off. They're thinking, which again, I am not this person, but I don't always 100% disagree with what happened with, stuff like Kevin Samuels and things like that. Yeah. I didn't always 100% disagree, but believe me, I didn't always 100% agree it either. It's just one of those things of like, sometimes some things are right, some things are wrong. It's just one person's opinion, Yeah,
I think, I don't think there is a right or a wrong way to approach relationships. I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to just when it's just as simple as just like living life. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no right or wrong way. It's just do what feels good to you. And as long as you're not doing, as long as you're not out here like with ill intent or causing malice or mischief to others, rock out with your cock out, yo.
Exactly. Well, listen, we're gonna have some discussions tonight, bro, that dudes that we don't have. We don't because obviously me and you had these conversations where you got to kind of think about both of us being married men and both of us being ethically non-monogamous married men. Man. And that part is a struggle, especially when it's who you are. And I think a lot of people, the one thing is, and we'll start here when it comes to it, being married, when you met your partner. Were you both already ethical non-monogamous, or was it something that you guys worked into your relationship?
I think just as far as just like my partnership at home, I think that was just more of we just kind of think we met on like, hey, we were just kind of like friends with benefits kind of vibe.
That was fucking. It's okay. It's okay to say, yeah, we were fucking, and then
you know what I'm saying. We were just on some friends with benefits kind of vibe, and then before we knew it, we were just spending a shit ton of time together, and that just kind of snowballed into this other thing, and then we stumbled into this swinger lifestyle, and then stumbled into this polyamory lifestyle. It was just like a constant evolution of just like where do we evolve from here as our relationship continues to grow.
I think for a lot of men, it kind of is either one or two things. It starts off like that and there's an evolution into it, or you just a fucking hoe and you just end up just doing what you want to do on a single tip.
Listen, man, I think being married and being non-monogamous is like, I think that non-monogamous already comes with its hurdles, especially when you're building meaningful relationships with somebody and you really care about somebody. You don't want to hurt that person's feelings, you know. But I think when you're married to someone, you're building a family with someone, and you're still like, you know, building other relationships outside of there, you know, that comes with its own extra hurdles or its own extra, you know, just own I don't want to call it baggage, you know, but it comes with its own extra little things that you got to deal with. And, you know, it's not always easy.
It is never easy. Let's not even say always. It is never easy, especially when, and here's the part there. And as a man, and I'm not going to always say as a man, but here's the part here that I hate the most is when your woman, your wife, your partner tells you that they're ready for the hard conversations and you give them the chance to, so you approach them with the hard conversation and they weren't expecting the hard conversations. and it puts you in a position where you're like, fuck, like you told me to come to you. Now I've come to you. And now all I feel is that I can't come to you.
Yeah. I think that's just like, I think, you know, you don't know what you know until you know it. You know what I'm saying? I have this, you know, I have that kind of like one of my theories in life is just like, you never know what you like until you try it. So don't be afraid to try everything at least once.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, another little thought process of mine is that, you know, I have this thing that says, you know, one of the great things about being ethically non-monogamous is you get to learn about yourself. That's probably the best part about it. And then the worst part about it is you have to learn about yourself.
Learn what you can handle, what you can't handle. Because I won't lie, it's easy on my end when it's just me doing it.
Yeah.
And when you just know that, hey, I'm out here and I'm straight. You know, I'm doing everything I want to do, having the conversations I want to have, having the relationships I want to have. Until then, that first time when your partner really is into someone and you're like, fuck. Like, wait, I thought I was the only one for you.
You know, for me, that happened so long ago, yo. It was just more or less like, because, you know, we were at the time, you know, at some part of my earlier endeavors into just, you know, ethical non-monogamy and swinging and things of that nature. You know, I would have partners or we would be hanging out and spending time together. And then it's just like, but we were only like playing with other women. And I remember this one time we threw this big bash, this big party at the crib, yo. Everybody came out and she was like, yo, I think I want to try him. And I was like, who? Him? What?
Him, nigga. That nigga. You
like that sexy motherfucker right there.
You over here like, wait a minute. Like, I got enough dick for two. Because again, we in the beginning, and I think a lot of this, and for my lifestyle people that watch us and things like that, and you see the jealousy that happens with a lot of men is that everything is equated to sex. Yeah. It starts off that way where it's our mindset is that everything is sexual. What she likes is sexual. Everything, that's what she wants. Well, what am I not doing sexually if she needs to go and do this and things like that? Whereas to that, we're not thinking about the feeling that we have of like, you know, I'm just here to have fun. You know, it doesn't start off as fun for us with our partner. It starts off as fun for us, but with our partner, it doesn't start off as fun. That conversion comes later. It doesn't come in the beginning.
Is compersion real?
No, but go ahead. I don't give a fuck if you fuck. I don't give a fuck if you're in a relationship. No, it is not real. I give a fuck if you're happy, and so your happiness I care about.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck who's making you happy, but I care that you're happy.
Okay.
You know, because I think a lot of times we sit here and like I'm not gonna act like hey, is he a good dude? Is he doing the things he's supposed to do for you? Are you happy? I don't need to know no more. I take a step back after that because I feel like if I know too much, now I have to know more. Now I got to invest. I'm too invested in things.
Okay,
and so I choose to pull back from that.
And if the actions don't match what you think deem worthy, then it's just like,
because it's impossible for me to tell her everything that's going on in every detail. like without her actually being a part of every conversation. Because I can say, yes, me and this person are going out. We're going to go do this. This is going to happen. Let me deviate from that a little bit. Let me say we were going to Applebee's and we went to Chili's. Well, why the fuck did y'all go to Chili's? Why was you told me Applebee's? I like triple dippers too. So like those things are. But again, yeah. Now my mindset is: do I just tell her that the plans changed a little bit, or do I not say anything?
Yeah.
And like I don't feel. I feel like if I get that from her, I'll probably keep quiet regardless of how I feel. I'll probably internalize it.
I think it's one of those things where you just got to like find a happy medium. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you work through that with your partner and you're just like, I guess, hey, like, your conversations then become what level of information do you need to know? What's important to you? What do you need to feel safe? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And for me, it's just like, do you need an expectation of when I'm coming back home? Do you need an expectation of like, you know, how much time I'm gonna be gone, or where you are? Like, I think there are certain parameters that you set up within your relationship that kind of just that kind of guides those situations, try to help you navigate those type of situations. Like for me, I say that to say, like, you know, to your point, like I used to do the same thing. Like, hey, babe, I'm coming. I got a date tonight, and oh, excuse me, too much wine, man. Too much wine.
It's all good, man.
I was like, you know, I got a date tonight, man.
Whew. Yeah, I mean, you drank it. You didn't sip it.
Bad. My bad, man.
That's the chicken.
But yeah, so you know what I'm saying? We go on a date tonight, and you know, I might say, hey, we're going out to the movies, and after the movies, you know, we might stop and grab a drink, then drop her off at the crib. I'll be on my way back. That's kind of like earlier on when I was first getting into this, you know, this transparency and this ethical non-monogamy and things of that nature. So then I noticed, I'd be like, hey, I just dropped her off going on my way home. Like, you're trying to be overly communicative. I think I said that word right. You're
trying to communicate too much.
But you're communicating too much, but you don't know that you're communicating too much, because then
now I set a precedent.
Yeah. And on the other end, your partner's looking like, all right, well, he said he was doing this, and he said he was doing this, and then you get home or you deviate from the plan a little bit.
You're a whole hour and a half behind, my guy. Why didn't
you have no leg to stand on? Because she's like, well, I'm only going off what you told me, and I'm like, shit, fuck, you know. And then it evolved to, hey, I'm going out tonight, you know, expect me to be home around this time.
Yeah.
But then even in that, it's just like, oh shit. Like, you know, like you could leave the spot and then the night just might be good. You in a good groove. Y'all might go do this and then go follow that spot and then go do this thing. The night just might be rocking. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it became a thing where, and then, you know, we evolved from there. Like I said, it's forever evolving kind of relationship. And so from there, it went from that to just, all right, hey, look, this is my night to go out, you know, make sure everything at the house is good before I head out, and I'll be back before sunup.
Now, here, to your point, you asked me, is compersion real? Is transparency real? Because now that you see where I know you know where I'm going, because you think about the levels that what I need and require is different than what she needs to require. But to me, transparency is fluid.
I agree. I can see that. I can see that.
And I think it's only fluid depending on who you're with.
I like to think, I have this thought process that, you know, like even within my marriage, I still expect my wife to be her own person. I still expect her to have, you know, she's still going to need her me time. I expect her to still be who she needs to be. And hopefully, like, she understands that I still need to be who I want to be. Like, I'm a family person, but that's not my whole identity. My whole identity isn't just being a family man. I enjoy being a family man. I love being a family man. That's not who I am. That's just a part of my, you know, that's a part of my life, you know? And so, when I forgot where I was going with that, but
No, keep going, because I know.
I feel like I feel like the transparency portion is like, okay, what do you need to know? What do you want to know? What's important for you? What information is important for you? You know, and it just depends on what your partner needs and what your partner requires is transparency.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, like your partner may want all the details. and you can give their partner all the details, and that's transparency. You may have another partner that may not want all the details, and that's still transparency because you're giving them the level of information that they require. And I feel like as long as you're meeting that level of information that's required from your partner, then that's what's considered transparency. But I also expect my partner to have her own individuality, and there's going to be pieces of that I'm just probably never going to be susceptible to.
But the thing about it is, and I hear you say that, but in deep down, we know, and this is from a Little Brother song, that a woman's life is love and a man's love is life. We want to live. We want to go out and we want to enjoy the moment.
Okay.
Whereas that woman is living to love you. And you felt it before. Okay. And I think that's the thing. What happens once you get to that point of when people ask, why do you get married? Or why? Because you get the people who be like, I'm not getting married. Why'd you get married? Or why? It's
if you're gonna be out here doing all this,
you're gonna be doing it. Why'd you get married and all this stuff? And it's like, that's not, I still love this person. Yeah, I still 100%. Value this person. I still put everything into this person. I'm just able to still do that for you too.
Facts though.
And the thing that goes on with our wives, I'm gonna go ahead and say that because mine, I know mine. I'm gonna assume yours is that, she's living to love you though. Because as much as you say, yeah, I want you to go have a good time, I want you to be an individual, I want you to do those things. A lot of times our partners are doing those things because we're telling them to go do it. Because if she had a choice to spend 23 hours a day chilling with you, doing things with you, cooking with you, spending time with the kid, guess what the fuck she gonna do? And you can't tell me I'm wrong.
I try my best. I try my best to express I try my best to always provide reciprocity.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like all of the freedoms that I enjoy, and I don't want to say freedoms, but, the way that I move about, you know what I'm saying? The way that I live life, the way that I choose life, the morals and standards that I hold myself to, the way I maneuver through my day-to-day life, like the freedoms that I enjoy, I offer those to my wife as well. You know what I mean? I'm like, hey, just because, if I'm going out on a date this weekend, you can go on a date whenever you want to. If I'm doing this, I'm traveling, you have those options to go travel. Like I try not to pin her down, or I try not to be a hypocrite.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like, if I'm out here in these streets, you can be out here in these streets too.
I think, but I do feel that it's easier for them to find someone.
And I say, I hate saying the outside in the streets. Like
we in the streets, my nigga. We in the streets, bitch. We in the streets.
That sounded nasty.
We for the streets.
The streets is nasty outside, bro. That's why I be at home in the bushes, yo.
It's
horrible.
The streets
is nasty.
It's horrible. All the fucking gravel and glass is out there, my nigga. But the thing about it, is that it's from where we started. Because I know that we talked about the evolution and starting from swinging to polyamory. So let's start there, because again, and so I'm gonna tell you what I hate, and then we'll work backwards when I tell you what I hate. I hate the people who either they meet or they have an issue in this lifestyle, and they leave it alone, and they say we got to work on us. So. That's going to be how we're going to finish the episode. I want you to. That's how we're going to. We got to work on us.
All right.
Because one, why did we start doing this? Did we start doing this for us, or did we start doing this because you wanted to? And that's so that's why I want to start at.
Yeah.
So you know what the ending is. So already we got to work on us, because to me that's some bullshit. I don't believe in. I'm not a fan of we have to work on us. I have to work on me. You have to work on you, and we have to make sure that my me and your you make sure that this makes sense.
But I think, and I don't think that's just this isn't just primarily on, the women that are in our lives.
Yeah.
I think this goes for both sides of the aisle. I think, I've heard this term used from men in relationships. I've heard this term used from women in relationships as well. Not specifically me in relationships, but, I know guys that use that word. I need to kind of go down that word. We need to work on us because this ain't working. I think that's rooted in insecurities.
Exactly.
I think that's rooted in insecurities and the inability to properly process like jealousy.
Yeah. I don't feel like men we've never processed jealousy because we take jealousy as disrespect.
I think jealousy is like a normal human emotion.
But I'm talking about not talking about even with relationships. I'm talking about I'm out here getting it. Okay. Let's say somebody I've known for years. They come over here to see my house. They see the car. They see the kids. And the moment I say something like, "Well, shit, man, he wouldn't even have all that shit if I." You take jealousy as this, and then I hear it. Now, am I knowing that he's jealous, or am I feeling that he's disrespectful?
Okay,
and that's where I'm going with a lot of what men think. A lot of times, if we take jealousy as disrespect, and sometimes we just have to take it for what it is, and we don't know how to do that.
I think it's hard for me when discussing jealousy because I learned to kind of check that like at a very very early age. Like, me and my partner, Mike, when I first got into swinging or the lifestyle as they so call it, I first got into this. I was like 22 years old, bro.
I was 21, so yeah,
bro, I was like a young pup in the game, just trying to soak up knowledge, and out here just wow,
just doing shit that you should have been doing. Like, listen, I know she ain't cute, but I'm gonna fuck her anyway. So,
yo, I'm happy to say I've grown from giving away sympathy penis.
Listen, we don't do petty pumps around here no more.
We do not give away sympathy
no petty pumps no more. You know my theory, man. No, they don't do petty pumps, and we don't do C+. We only do C+ dig in the beginning. When you start doing more than that, guess what happens?
When's the last time you seen a Ferrari commercial?
Listen, never.
Listen, I am a high commodity, bro.
I hear you, bro. I hear you, but at the same,
look, let me not say it. Not listen. I ain't trying to be like, oh, high value. Like, no, but listen, the sex game is A1.
I hear you.
And I ain't just handing it out to everybody.
Well, that's the thing but you know, the emotion. We got to ask, have you driven a Ford lately? Because that motherfucker still work. and we gonna get there. Because you throw somebody a new F-150, then you know what they gonna do? They ain't gonna say, you know what? I was expecting Ferrari, but this motherfucker is big and it goes. So, but you know, I know
I didn't mean to get
you're good because we like I said, we talked about where the start is, and I'm gonna skip over a few things, but like, you know, the confusion that happens when it comes to this. So, where do you feel that the two actually overlap, or do you feel that polyamory and swinging actually overlap?
Man, I think when you look at swinging, swinging is more or less like a party for the senses. Mm-hmm. Like you see this fine ass motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? You done danced with her on a dance floor. She's smelling good, you know what I'm saying? She whispering in your ear. She's sounding good. She looking good. Now you just rubbing against each other, her skin feeling all soft. Mm-hmm. And now y'all about to go into the bedroom or wherever it is, y'all about to go get on right there on the dance floor if you want to, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like swinging is just like this just party for all of the senses. And then I think when you think of polyamory, you have more of just like it's a party for the brain.
Yeah.
It's a party. It's a yoga session for the brain. It's a yoga session for the heart. It's a yoga session for your emotions. You know what I'm saying? You working out all of these like things that really, really are deep rooted into who you are. And then I think the piece of it that all overlaps is you're learning to be who you are authentically, and you're learning to present yourself in the best way you can. You're learning to live life like unapologetically. I think both of them put you in a space to where, like most swingers that I know, are very carefree, very loving, very just free flowing type of individuals. Same thing with a lot of polyamorous individuals. You know what I'm saying? They're very carefree. They're very loving. That's why a lot of people like being in those spaces.
They be in both, but here's my question, because I know that I asked about does it overlap, but why let's skip to the other side of that. Why do so many people get them confused and try to lump them together?
I think because people think that polyamory is the same thing as swinging.
Right. They feel like it's sexual conquest.
Or, you know, I think when you're swinging, it's just like, oh, you just want to fuck bitches. And then if you just want to cheat, you know, or like, you know, if you're in polyamory, it's like, oh, you just want to have side bitches. And it's just like, no. That's not fun. It's not fun. Side chicks ain't what that is for me. Yo.
Listen, because I believe in healthy play partners. Yeah. Like ones that, you know, they know what the fuck it is. I know what it is. We can leave it as what it is. So I do believe in that. I don't but I do believe in boundaries as well. And I feel like sometimes with those play partners, we have to make sure that we set the boundaries early, so it doesn't become, because I'm getting ready to transition to this next part of where I want to be.
Before you transition real quick, get your transition together. I'm gonna double back and answer your question on how they overlap. I don't think I properly answered that question for you. I think excuse me, not necessarily where they overlap, but I think where society gets them confused. I think people within the community know the difference. Yeah, I think it's just those people outside of the community that don't know the difference. They just kind of lump everything into one, and I think that's the only place where there is overlap is from the outside world that just kind of puts everything under this one umbrella. I
equated it to, and I said it to somebody, and I apologize to any of my friends and family that are in the LGBTQ plus community, but I equated to how people feel about homosexuality. Okay. Where they feel that if I'm homosexual or something, that it's all about sex.
100%.
And I explained it to somebody, like, it's not all about sex. I am attracted to this person. I love this person. This is who I am. Yeah. So you can't tell me that this is purely sexual. But of course, from the outside, you're just like the fuck dudes. You're like that's not what this is. It may look like that to you but you never just go into someone's like, yeah, you know, look how heterosexual they are. Look at them holding hands in public and nobody judging them. You know what I mean? So it's kind of the same thing. I walk up when I'm holding hands with two women, like, look at this freak. You about to go fuck them in this. You know, you holding two women's hand. Like, look at the judgment that Neo gets. Now, obviously, Neo's a weirdo. But
since we're there on the topic, I'm gonna say this real quick. I feel like Neo's heart is in the right place. I think his execution is just horrible. I think his execution is horrible.
He got to stop talking.
That part, because I feel like. And the reason why I say so I applaud him on one half, and the half that I do applaud him on is that he recognized that he's not meant for monogamy. Yeah, he's like, in monogamy, I can't thrive. I'm a fuck up. I don't feel like I'm made for monogamy. You made this effort to then switch to non-monogamy, which is cool,
but you're doing it for the wrong reasons.
But I feel like it's a lot of the wrong reasons,
because you still have to be ethical with those women. Yeah, because even though he's polygamous, people. So obviously differences of polyamory, polygamy. He's polygamous. So you're essentially telling these women that I can do whatever the fuck I want to do, and you only deal with me. Like, of course, everybody, that's their agreement.
Everybody's agreement. So it's
all fair with it. That's all they agree. But your approach and how you're the face of polygamy right now. And listen, I'm so sick of your love songs, nigga. I'm so sick of your love songs right now, because you are the face of ethical non-monogamy, and it is a horrible fucking face. That hat is too big.
But I feel like everything that's in, and I know we got off with a tangent again, but I feel like everything that is like society facing, like what you see, like the Seeking Sister Wives, like you see all these reality TV shows, and you see these couples, you know, that express that they are, you know, in some form of non-monogamy. And I think the social part or the societal part of it is just has kind of like this weird, like it's viewed through this weird lens, as opposed to what people actually are like experiencing within the actual community.
Yeah. And I get that, and it makes sense. But, you know, and obviously, like I said, I don't, before we even get it, because the transition I was going to is that, being a swinger, and the question at first that I had was like, can a swinger couple become poly without meaning to become poly?
Fucking A.
You see where the transition was going? Where I was
fucking A.
Like, how does it happen that it just like how you just fall into like, oh, I'm in love with this bitch?
Listen, yo, Thomas 2000. You know?
Like, I didn't mean to, but it happened. You know?
Man, look, I I think that's an easy transition, or you fall into it very easy, because then, us as Black people, we get out and we go to an event. When you're at an event, like, let me back this. I feel like there's a cultural difference also between how Caucasians or I feel like
we say that, but I'm learning that the same bullshit is there.
Okay.
Same bullshit.
Okay.
I'm gonna
say it from this perspective though. I feel like whenever I've been invited to a predominantly Caucasian type of swinger event, what I'm saying, it seems almost, and this is just from the outside, I mean, this is just from my perspective, it seems almost like they'll come off in there, find somebody attractive, we fucking, and then I'm out.
I see it. They ready for the shits.
They just ready for the shits. They just ready for the shits. They there for the shits and they done. I think for us in our communities, or when you're at a predominantly Black,
gotta catch a vibe.
Yo, I want to sit next to you.
I gotta catch a vibe.
I gotta make sure we got the right connection. You know what I mean? Like, I used looking good, you smelling good, we next to each other.
What connection you need? All you gotta do is tell me, do you like a hand around your throat? That's all I need to know.
But you catching the vibe, you know what I'm saying? And then when you catch the vibe with the right person, and then you start seeing that person frequently at a lot of events, then and then that's your partner. You become familiar with, that's your regular play partner. And then when y'all sitting on the couch, y'all drinking, y'all just talking about the things that y'all enjoy. You're like, oh shit, you like playing tennis too? You want to go hang out with me Sunday? We'll go play tennis after yoga. Let's go do it. Then the next thing you know, you done hung out with this person like 2 days out of the week over the last 6 months, and now you done fell into a whole relationship, and now you're just like, you having this conversation with your partner, like, yo, I like this person, you like this person, we rock out with this person, and for health reasons, let's just rock out with this person.
But did we? And this is why I'll go back to the beginning, like about setting boundaries. Did we set that boundary with that play partner? We didn't. We didn't effectively.
Not effectively. We just. I say that tends to happen with a lot of couples that are like new to the lifestyle.
Yeah.
So, quote unquote. I think when you first come in, you just kind of like, you really don't know where your boundaries are until you cross them. You know what I mean? Like, you're out there and you're doing stuff and you're having fun and you're just rocking out, and then you run into a boundary. It's like, oh shit.
and the thing about it is that a boundary sometimes doesn't become a problem until you're the one that's there with it. Like, when we set it, we expect our partner to obey it. I'm gonna say obey, even though, I know that word is gonna come across. People are gonna say, I ain't obeying shit. Listen, this is not what that is. Don't take the word as what it, just take it for the action. We're expecting our partner to obey that boundary and respect. We're gonna say respect it, because they always respect it.
For sure.
But actually, when you get to that line and you got this other motherfucker right here that you like, are you gonna cross it, or are you gonna stay right here? A lot of us are gonna cross that line. And behind the closed doors, not if my partner's sitting right here where you are. No, this is where we are right here. But it's just you and this person, and that, hey, you know what, she wants you actually even sucking my dick with a condom on. I don't know who getting condom head, but what I'm saying is that's what she wants. Are you stopping right there, or are you crossing? A lot of us are crossing that line.
Yeah. I think that's where, like, personal morals come into play.
Yeah.
I think that's when it becomes on the particular individual. I think, some of us may cross that line, some of us may not. I think the vast majority of us probably would cross that line.
The majority of us are. Because
without trying to sound so PC, you know what I'm saying? I think a lot of guys out there would cross the line. I think a lot of women would cross the line.
And a lot of them do.
Man. But again, I think for me, I don't get upset when boundaries are pushed. I don't get upset when boundaries are crossed either, because if I set a healthy boundary, right? And I'm not trying to enforce a rule on my partner based on jealousy or insecurities. This is just a healthy boundary that's within me and how I operate. Then, I'm kind of okay with my partner at least crossing that boundary at least once, because I feel like if it's a new boundary, or if it's a new boundary that's foreign to them in their normal everyday life, and it's something that I introduced them to, they don't know how they're going to respond to that boundary until they're in that situation.
Yeah.
And then once they're in that situation, and if they decide to cross that boundary or not cross that boundary, and then we have a conversation about we have a conversation about that later. Like for me, it's just like, okay, what was the learning lesson? What got you there? Why did you want to cross that boundary? What were you thinking about when you crossed? And not necessarily what you were thinking about when you crossed, but I think those conversations are cool to have. I feel like those conversations are cool to have just to make sure that, like, and for me, I'm just like, I try to have those conversations as non-judgmental as possible.
Yeah. But here's the but when it comes to that. And you're okay with them doing that, but your partner reacts differently than you.
Facts though.
And if you are in a relationship with more than one person, that partner reacts different than your partner. And a lot of times, and I think that, you know, we've all experienced this, especially if you are polyamory, you're dating people, you don't date the same type of person.
Not at all.
And so where I feel that when you get to the boundaries, when it comes about, if you make the mistake of saying, well, this person doesn't react this way, or they don't require this for, and now it's getting to a point where now her fucking wheels are turning because she's thinking that, well, he must care. She must, you know, what is she doing that I'm not doing? Or what is it? And instead of it just being that this person cares about you and I care about you, it becomes a battle that it doesn't have to be. And I think that that's where I'm, you know, so when you're dealing with partners who react differently to those boundaries, how, because you see, yeah, like how,
man,
yeah, because we're gonna talk about, we're gonna say your personal business, but we know that you've been in a situation where boundaries were there, they've been crossed by other partners, and you're like, well, what the fuck do I do? Because I love this woman, I know how she is, but I wouldn't allow you to do, and I shouldn't say allow, but I know you wouldn't do those things. So
again, I think that goes back to that, I think it goes back to, like, you know, just how much you're invested into that person. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna take it off of boundaries here a little bit, and I'm gonna try and give you like kind of like my thought process here, right? Mm-hmm. So for me and my wife, we've been together for going on almost 20 years, bro. Mm. Like 18, 19 years, like almost 20 years, like for real. And about a majority of that time, you know what I'm saying, has been us learning each other through this ethical non-monogamy joint, right? Mm-hmm. And so I don't, and I may be jumping the gun here, but I don't, when I'm dating someone else, right? Mm-hmm. If I've been dating this other person for 6 months, I'm going to treat you like 6 months.
because listen.
And
you're not, well, never mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, let you go ahead and finish, because my next step is going to hierarchy. So go ahead. So
you know, so when it comes to boundaries, like, yo, if we at like this 6 month mark and we've only learned each other 6 months worth of information, and you know what I'm saying, like, I'm not expecting like you to be, if we're just like in this dating phase, I'm not expecting someone I'm dating to just be like, they know everything about me, to know every little quirk about me, to know everything that's going to drive me over the wall. You know what I mean? So there may be things that they could possibly do that I'm like, yo, let me have a conversation with you because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then, like, before someone I've been with for 3, 4, 5 years, and it's like, yo, you already know, bro. Like, what we doing here?
But here's the flip side of that. What if this new person has learned something about you that your partner doesn't know? And which now, I know, but now they know that, like, well, why didn't I know? You see where I'm?
Yeah.
So again, that goes back to transparency not being a real thing. It's levels to it. There are levels to all of it that you can do your best, and that's all this is. It's you doing your best and make sure you communicate.
But that's conversations, you know what I mean? Like, for instance, like, you could have one partner that's like heavy into kink, right? Mm-hmm. And you can have one partner that's not really into this kink thing, but they, you know, they consider themselves quote unquote freaky, you know what I mean, or something of that nature.
But because you let me pull your hair,
right?
Okay, you a nasty bitch.
You want me to spank your ass?
Yeah,
okay, I got
cool.
You. Let me come show you what's over in the closet. Right. But kind of the same thing, you know. So like, you could be, sharing a moment with, in a DS type relationship, or in a bondage or a kink type of situation, where, you guys, like, this person could learn something that you like sexually that you haven't explored with your partner. You know what I'm saying? That's only because, hey, this ain't the realm that we play in. This ain't what we do. You know what I'm saying? We don't dibble and dabble over into this universe. Yeah. So I think for me, those are the instances where, you know what I'm saying, my partner can learn something about me that one partner or another partner may not know about me. It's just like, one of them may be into kink, one of them may not, one of them may be into comedies, and one of them may be into horror movies, and so it's just like, it's easy for them to, like, find. I think for me, it's easy for people to find, for different partners to find different things out about me that the other partner may not know. I think that happens to me a lot more than just the average.
Because it's because you fall into a routine with your partner. Yeah. You know exactly, know what your thing is. So when she finds out that you like something different, or there's something new that you may be into, it's like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, I might want to do that with you. Well, I didn't know, because we've never done that,
And for me, that was also kind of hard, where it's like, yo, do you really want to do this? Or are you only wanting to do this because I'm doing this with this other person? Or
it could be back to the beginning, where no matter what, she want to spend 23 hours a day doing what you do. You see where it's a part of that. So, like, so why is hierarchy a dirty word? Because I'll let you think on it. Because me personally, I don't feel it's dirty. I feel it naturally happens. No matter if I say I wasn't married.
Yeah.
And I was just in a relationship with two people at the exact same time.
Okay.
Something's going to happen that I am going to, I may have to put this person first at times. Not that I want to, but I may have to. And I don't feel like it's a dirty word, because I feel like it sets. If you know exactly where you stand with this person, you have a choice. You can say either I want to still deal with you, or I don't.
Okay.
That's just me personally. Again, I know that I'll let you go ahead and answer, because I know I'll give you a chance to think about it, but it's just me.
No, you good, yo. I think I get your POV as well. I think hierarchy is hierarchy just kind of has a stench on it, just like jealousy does. Like, it has like this negative content, like, what's the word? I'm gonna fuck this up too. It has like this negative stench onto it that just people just, like, it just naturally gets just from generations and generations of just fucking up,
Yeah.
And I think if hierarchy works, again, like, what works for you and your partner is what works for you and your partner.
Exactly.
What works in your ecosystem works for you and your ecosystem. Like, again, it goes back to I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of hierarchy. But like you said, there are certain things that just naturally happen.
Yeah.
But I also I try to operate on all of my partners being 100% authentically me.
Yeah.
Like, I am going to I'm going to give 100% of me to one partner, just like I'm going to give 100% of me to my wife.
Yeah.
And for me, that's equality. That's what I mean when I say I'm gonna love you equally. Is I'm gonna give myself equally, and when I say equally, I'm gonna give the same effort that I would in this relationship that I would in this relationship.
But we know effort looks different.
Yeah, it depends.
That's why I said
where we at in the relationship.
And that's why I say hierarchy. That's why I say hierarchy shouldn't get up this shit. It's a nasty word, because at the end of the day, it's naturally happening, because the effort that I'm giving here, you may not require.
Yeah, but like, if I've been dating someone for 3 months and you call me and say, "Yo, I need you to pay my car note," I'm like,
yeah, that shit ain't happening.
Yeah, I mean, if you like genuinely have a reason and a need, and you just need me to bail you out, and I'm saying, like, yo, here you go, okay, cool.
Listen, I ain't got a problem with Starbucks money. I send you Starbucks money all the fucking time. I can buy you some cookies. That's trivial. But when it's a point where even if it's at 6 months and we're not there, because if I was a single nigga, I'm not doing that.
I got you.
And that's the thing where I feel like it happens from the other side, where, well, you got a wife and you do it for her, so why you can't do it for me? Yeah. And that's not necessarily what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, nigga, I'm just not doing it for you because I don't fucking want to. It ain't got nothing to do with this over here.
Like if we've been together for a year, and not say it takes me a year to go pay a bill or something like that, but if we've been together for a year and a half, I'm more invested in the relationship. Yeah. If we've been together for 6, 7, 8 months, I'm more invested in the relationship as opposed to just now meeting you 2-3 months ago. You know what I mean? Like again, it all goes back to how long have we been together? How much am I invested in you? If you call me at 1 o'clock at night and it's like, hey, I got a flat and you come take my tire, I'm coming to help you change your tire.
But that's the thing. The thing that I think people get, especially people who aren't married and they're dealing with someone who is married, they're confused thinking, oh, I'm doing all these things for her. Like, no, nigga, this is a partnership. This motherfucker is doing shit too. It's not just me doing the things. So are you ready to be my partner too? So I can call you when I need you, or am I just the man in this and I just got to sit here and just do it all? Because that's not how it fucking works.
Yeah. Can we talk about like the pressures of just being from being a man?
Where are we going? Come on, I got this, dog. I got this, don't I? You see how I know how this gonna flow?
Excuse me. Man, listen.
Now, my next topic, since y'all gonna be looking at this, is does hierarchy create pressure?
Man.
Everything. It's yes, it does, because I am required, and if I am intimately, emotionally, if I am invested in this woman, and I'm invested in this woman, and potentially invested in this woman, I am required to make sure that I can give that 100% to each person.
Yeah.
And the pressure of that is there's going to be days where maybe I just don't feel like talking to none of you motherfuckers. And maybe
I need some me time.
Yeah, man. But I can't have that because, you know, I made a decision, because it's still a decision. I don't care how you put it. And the reason I say that, because a lot of people say, oh, you don't choose who you love. Bullshit. I wake up every day and I choose this woman.
Okay.
And I can't just, now I can't fall out of love with her. Things like that. I like her. And that's what keeps me here, is me liking her. Loving somebody don't keep me there. It's a lot of motherfuckers I love that I don't fuck with.
I have just like I said, I feel like jealousy is a normal emotion. I think love is a normal emotion as well. I think there are different depths of love, but I think love and it's just another emotion also. But I think you know, in hierarchical situations, it definitely does create pressures. I think in any situation, you know what I'm saying, you could have a partner who's, say for instance, you have a partner who's not nested with you, right? And you have your home, you have a beautiful home, you know what I mean? You're here with your wife and your kids, and then you have another partner, and say for instance, your partner isn't dating someone else and they're at home all the time by themselves. And you are the other person that they spend most of their time with. You are the love interest in their life, you know, and it's just like, yo, when I don't have you, I don't have you. Yeah. It's just me by myself. And then so for you, it's like, man, all right, I'm already like, how do I give more time to you? Or how do I give pressure? What ways, like for me, that conversation usually goes into, okay, what ways do you need me to show up for you in the time that we have to spend together? You know, like what do you need from me to make you feel that much more secure? A lot of times I get a lot of pushback because a lot of them don't know. Well, I think they just look at the fact that I don't have you all the time and you're spending all your time at home. It's like, no.
And I think a lot of them just don't know in general, and a lot of them don't want you to ask that question. They just want you to just do it. Because I know it's impossible.
Tell me what you want. Tell me what you need.
But it's impossible because I'm
gonna tell you if I can show up and if I can do it.
And a lot of them don't know. Bro.
And I'm gonna tell you what it is that I can and what it is that I can't do. And then from there, it's either we agree to do this or we don't.
They don't know. You know this.
Or a lot of them will say, I've also ran into partners who be like, yeah, I'm down for the cause. And then when they get wrapped up in it, it's like, yo.
See, that's where we kind of go. And I'm going to transition again because I'm gonna ask about kink and poly.
Okay.
And we're going to talk about the power exchange of that, because I think that's where we're kind of at right now.
Okay.
Where it's kind of one of those things of like, you know, I look at it because we're talking about hierarchy and we're looking at the role, and I want to look at hierarchy versus the roles inside of kink, dominant, submissive, etc. I'm just gonna start with just dominant, submissive. We'll just leave it at that point. And to me, I have levels to relationships. I know, so again, this is a natural hierarchy for me. And if I look at the levels of relationship, it go, here's marriage, dom sub, boyfriend, girlfriend. I want you to think about it first, and I'm going to tell you why. And the reason why for me is the level of trust that I'm putting when it comes to dominant and submissive. The level, because that submissive is choosing you.
Yeah.
She's choosing you on a day-to-day basis to teach her and mold her and be those things. Whereas a lot of times with a girlfriend and boyfriend, you're looking for an equal partner. You're not looking for someone, because now I've seen a lot of dominant submissive relationships that have turned into that, because that level of trust and that level of security, the level of safety is there.
For sure.
Whereas with a boyfriend and girlfriend, it's like, oh shit, I don't know if this nigga can take care of me. I don't tell me I'm wrong. So I'll let you go ahead and add to that, or take away from that. I just want you to, maybe I'm wrong in your eyes, but I'm just,
no, I think they all exist in their own separate ecosystems. Like I feel like my marriage and my house and my home is its own ecosystem. Like it's on its own planet. And then I look at like my partnerships with my other partners are on their own little separate ecosystems, but all these ecosystems create the solar system that exists as who I am. You know what I mean?
Respect that.
And so I try to like, I try to provide all the nourishment that whatever that household needs, and then I try to provide all the nourishment of whatever my DS relationships require. And then, you know, my comments or my other partners or my exterior partners for whatever those dynamics are, you know, I mean, there's more than just those dynamics, but for whatever those other dynamics are that I have, I try to let them all exist in their own separate ecosystem. I try my best not to let them overlap or I try my best not to let them intertwine. And that's just for me, that works best for me. You know what I mean? And so it doesn't really develop. And the reason why that works for me is because it keeps me away from having those hierarchical conversations. It keeps me away from having those type of conversations. But then I think, like, if I tell my wife, hey, I'm going out of town on this day, I'm going to go do this thing, and I'm going to be away for this block of time, I expect her to respect that block of time that I have.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And in the same way, it's like, yo, if you're out and you're doing your thing for this particular block of time, I respect that time as your time. You know what I mean? And so I try like interrupt this only if it's an emergency. And I do the same for you. Like, even if it's just, I'm out on a regular date. Like if you need me in this emergency, hit me.
Yeah.
But if it's not, respect my time.
Yeah. And do you now, because obviously when you look at, your DS relationships, you look at your relationship, your any type of polyamory relationship that you're in. I hate saying polyamory relationship, but it's just what people call it. So I got to make sure they understand what I'm saying when it comes to that. They're just relationships, people. It's not just here. I'm in a poly.
Listen, I'm not in a
poly.
I'm gonna throw this disclaimer out there, yo. In the society where there's like, everybody is screaming, don't label me. I feel like there are more labels now today for everyone that doesn't want to be labeled.
Right, they want to join a poly. They want to be in a poly.
I feel like there's a label for everybody who doesn't want a label right now.
Well, and to me, like, and this is why I'm going to compare these two right now. I feel like there's a constant, when we talk about hierarchy, but there's always a consistent renegotiation.
100%.
Because, and I think when you deal with in a DS relationship, there's always renegotiation to what you like, your safe word, what makes, like, there's always renegotiation, things like that. I feel like in your relationship, there should always be renegotiation as well. And I feel like the one thing that we do in our relationships is, especially if you've been together for a long time, you start thinking about the person that they were.
Yeah.
And we want them to be the person that I fell in love with. And you're not willing to negotiate and deal with the person that they are right now.
Man.
Sorry.
No, funny story. I was actually just thinking about this exact topic a couple of days ago. I was helping my wife. She was writing an essay for school for one of her classes that she's taking right now. And the subject for the essay was, take what you've learned about writing papers and writing research papers and how do you apply it to your real life. Mm-hmm. And so I was helping her brainstorm and put together this outline on how research papers can also be adapted to just your everyday life. And one of my thought processes that we came up with together was just revisions, having to do multiple revisions. Excuse me again, y'all. Yo, listen, I've been drinking mad wine, yo. But having to continuously do revisions, like you'll do your initial research and have a good outline of what you want or how you want your relationship to go. You will set your initial boundaries, and then as you're going through this, you may find like, hey, this boundary ain't really a boundary. This was like a soft boundary and I got to it. I dealt with it. I've been to therapy. I've processed this. It's not really a real big issue for me. Mm-hmm. And now I've moved on. But unless you've had that conversation with your partner and had a revision to what you guys have agreed with, then, you're kind of stuck with this first draft. You got to go do the proper research. You got to do the proper research within yourself, try to figure out what you really need, what provides substance to you, what isn't, what's just, extra froth, you know what I mean? Exactly. And then you find these different revisions and you and your partner are supposed to have these conversations on a consistent basis. Like, when me and my wife first started this, we used to do these things like on Sundays. So I love to cook. Mm-hmm. We used to do things on Sundays where on Sunday we'll sit down. I was like, yeah, I need to have an emotional check-in. And that was kind of our thing. We used to do like these emotional check-ins whenever we sit and have dinner. It's like, yeah, okay, cool. Like I need to sit and just talk, what's on your mind? What's emotionally going on with you now? What's emotionally going on with me now? And then eventually we kind of we don't necessarily do that anymore because it's involved. It just becomes part of our everyday regular conversation. Mm-hmm. So that's an evolution. That was a refresh. That was a revision to what we were normally used to doing. And, I think it's just natural. Like, I think you have to continue to make revisions to what you like, what you may be at a party, like you and your wife could have, a rule that says, we only play with women together. Mm-hmm.
Some bullshit that don't happen.
Man. But you and your wife may have a rule that we only play with women together. Y'all may have a rule that we only play with men together. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that might be y'all thing. And then, y'all might be somewhere, she might get exposed to a situation where she wants to play with someone of the same sex or the opposite sex. And it's not in a threesome type of environment. It might want to be, I want to go try this bondage kink thing. And I know that's not what you're really into, but I want to go try it over here. And are you okay with that? Yeah. It's a revision. It's an update.
It's knowing like that. Like I've never had, I guess it's this last party. I don't know if I would call it a threesome. I essentially made a bed out of another woman. I was like, they were playing and I ended up fucking this other woman on top of her. And I was choking the one on the bottom while I was fucking the one on top. They both came. Yeah. That was amazing. It was an amazing time. So, but when you look
it's been a while since I've been in an environment.
Yeah, it was a fun night. I gotta bring you. It was a fun night. But you look at like things like that where I forgot where I was going since I went off on a whole ass tangent.
We both listen. I don't think I've answered any of your questions tonight.
We good, man. We good, but I've been trying to bring. I've been wrapping everything back up.
Yeah. We just been sitting here shooting the shit.
Well, it's like because I'm gonna close it down because we getting close to about an hour. Don't even feel like it, bro.
Yeah, we've been rocking. Yo.
Yeah, but we got a lot of stuff we gonna jump into. We can save this. We got a lot of stuff we can get. But when it comes to everything we've talked about from hierarchy to boundaries to and I don't know if we really talked about rules more so than boundaries, but what in everything that we talked about are really fears that we have. So I think a lot of things that we do when we set these boundaries, we set these rules, we set these expectations are built on fear more so than we just want it to happen. Like I think a lot of time, and I think and I won't say
I think it's built on insecurities.
I don't know because let's be honest, I've heard it before and I felt it before where I felt like I could lose either something that I have with my partner or my actual partner because of certain actions or certain things that are going on.
I think most boundaries are set in place because of something that we've experienced that tells us like this is not good.
Yeah,
like even from as a child, hey, don't touch the stove because it's hot. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think you know, like that's where we learn from. Like, you touch the stove, you find out hot. I don't touch the stove no more. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of, you know, you may find a partner, and you know what I'm saying, your partner might cheat on you, and then you'd be like, all right, and you knew about it, or you may have like went through their phone or somewhere. You may have picked up on like a red flag. You're like, oh, I think that. Or then once you find out and you confirm it, mm-hmm. it's like, I knew that was a red flag. So now that red flag for you, you know what I'm saying, might be a new boundary for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, if I see my partner that's consistently texting on their phone in the middle of the night, that's a boundary for me now. Yeah. Whereas your partner may,
you're afraid, but you were afraid
because you're afraid. But your new partner might really just be sitting there like taking care of business, or they might just be sitting there like, you know, they might just be a night owl. They might just be sitting there doing research paperwork. If they're like deep in their career like me, you might be sitting up at night doing work or something. You know what I'm saying? But they see you on your phone, it's like, oh, you're not paying attention to me. You must be paying attention to somebody else.
Yeah, because it's always if there are two pet peeves that Anthony has. And this is for people who I am not with and people that I'm with. First one, don't ever hit me up and say, hey, stranger. Ever.
Yo, if you was thinking about me, you just call me and say, hey, babe.
And there, we get busy. I am a full-blooded Aquarius. There are times where I may be thinking about you in squirrel. I just don't have the capacity. Don't hit me up and say, hey, stranger. It's a fucking pet peeve. Now, I mean, for those who have done it, yeah, it's okay. You know now, pet peeve. You know, second thing, and it's just like, you know, with and I'm gonna dive into my own marriage, my own personal business when it comes to that. Like, I hate when everything that goes on in my life, whether has to be because of someone else. Oh, I'm doing this because women like this. I'm doing this. For a long time in my personal life, as a man, and of course, I dress like I dress because women like how I dress. I smell like I smell because women like how I smell. But you're my woman too. So I dress like I dress because you like how I look. I smell how I smell because you like how I smell. I want you to know that I'm not necessarily having to do this. I'm doing this for you too. Yeah. You know, it ain't to get attention. I want you to know that I am, you know, I put this shit on because I know that you like when I show up and I put this shit on. You know what I mean?
Facts though.
So, you know, those are my biggest pet peeves. Sorry, I just went off on my own personal tangent and things like that. But I just feel that, you know, it's hard to really say those things because, you know, I've cheated. I've done things that that are not becoming. I've done those things. Just letting y'all know, because I feel like 99% of y'all have done these things. And it's one of those things where I am now, it's not the same actions that I was having even 2 years ago, even a year ago. I'm not the same person that I was now, you know, and I don't feel like a lot of times everything that's kind of rooted in everything that we're talking about, when we're talking about, you know, things built on fear, a lot of those things are built on that fear that I am going to choose something else when I'm telling you every day I'm waking up and choosing you, man. You know, no matter who that partner is, if I'm with her or I'm with someone else, I'm choosing you. And so, like, you know, sorry, I just had to go off on that a little bit. But like, even looking at where we are right now, like, you know, how much does emotional honesty affect, you know, these fears from the other side? Because we have to be able to be honest with our feelings. And I don't feel like a lot of times I don't want to say put in that position to do that, but I think a lot of times we're afraid that if we're honest with those feelings that we're going to push someone away.
I have before. In cases I thought were warranted though. I think emotional honesty is super, super important. Like, and I'll tell you this, I'm a very big champion for therapy, yo. Yeah. Like, I see my therapist like twice a month, like every 2 weeks, just like I get paid. Like, Brody, I see my therapist on a regular. And I think, you know, that allows me to like really hone into what it is I want, what it is I need, and what it is I need to process. And like, it helps me find healthy ways to process my thoughts and healthy ways to process my emotions. So then I can then go and find healthy ways to relate them to my partner. Yeah. Like, I can be triggered by something my partner do, And then I just be walking around the house with the stank face, giving the cold shoulder type shit. You know what I mean? And like, yeah, you know what the fuck you did. Well, I ain't boy shit at all. You know what I'm saying? And she just look at me like, what the fuck wrong with you, bro?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But going through therapy and like finding healthy ways, like, hey, I think I need to talk to you about something, or hey, I'm not upset, I'm not mad at this, but I need you to talk. I need to talk through this with you. You know what I mean? And so, I think if you really love someone and you really want to spend, you know, and you really want to have real, true, happy and transparent relationships, you have to let them know, like, you know, hey, these are my feelings, these are my emotions in these particular situations that I feel like are important, that I think that you need to know. And I feel like a lot of times we kind of just stifle that, you know, especially for being men. You know, they say, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna jump off, but they say, you know, happy wife, happy life. You know what I mean? I'm more of a happy spouse, happy life.
Happy spouse, happy house.
Happy spouse, happy house. Is that what it is? But I feel like, you know, like I feel like there's a even responsibility to make sure that we are good to each other.
Yeah.
Like I am a provider. Yes, I have to show up. Yes, I have to take care of the house. Yes, I have to be a father. Yes, I have to like go and fix the plumbing when that shit fuck up. Yes, I gotta go climb on the roof. Yes, I gotta go outside and take the trash out. Yes, I gotta cut the front yard. Like all of that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I gotta do all that. But then
piano kids. I got piano. I ain't got no money, but I got a piano. Okay.
Yeah. But you know, shit, I forgot where I was going with this whole story, bro. What were we talking about?
Happy house, happy spouse.
I feel like we gotta take care of each other, yo. You know what I mean? I feel like as long as we're taking care of each other and having like this emotional transparency to each other, like, yo, you take care of me and I'm gonna take care of you. And then I feel like that just naturally creates an environment where yo, I'm not out here doing anything malicious or with malice. As long as you're not moving with malicious, with ill intent and without malice. And I think like for me, like nothing comes from that but positive energy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the relationship is bound to move forward and progress forward and grow and bloom and blossom as long as we're both in this with intentions to present ourselves in the best form of fashion that we can. Right. And in order to do so, you know what I'm saying, you got to be able to communicate what you feel and what you don't feel for each other.
Right. Last point. And I obviously, you know, I had a whole thing. We'd be here 3 hours going through everything I had. But how do we move past fear to get back to trust? Because I think that's the one thing that is hard. And that's monogamous relationships. That's polyamorous, polygamous, even swinging. Because you still have to. There's a lot of fear that people have when it comes to that.
Just do it.
Like it seems simple.
No, not just do it, but just stand in it. Yeah. Stand in it. Don't be afraid of it. You just got to stand in it. Like if it's a jealousy thing, if it's an insecurity thing, it's a fear thing, just stand in it and be okay with having the conversation and not with an aggressive undertone, not from an aggressive standpoint. You know what I mean? Like be okay with receiving the constructive criticism, be okay with providing constructive criticism and being able to sit down together and figuring out, okay, what's the master plan to move forward from this? I feel like a lot of times we get into these disagreements with our partners and one partner says a lot of what they feel like and the other partner says a lot of what they feel like, but then you guys kind of leave it there. Yeah. Like there's another part that comes after that. You guys have to then put together a plan to make sure we don't find ourselves in the space again. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I think standing in your shit, I feel like that's how you move past the fear is you got to stand in your shit. Be okay with being who you are, owning your shit and having those conversations. I think it goes back to just me saying, you get into therapy. Be okay with presenting who you are authentically and being okay with who you are and presenting yourself to the world as you are. And then eventually like those conversations just naturally happen.
All right. Well, listen, y'all, we got a lot more that we're going to branch off on this subject. I got a lot of shit I didn't talk about. So,
again, I don't think I answered any of your questions.
Well, sorry,
we just rocking.
We'll edit them. We'll edit the answers into. We'll edit the answers into all this. But,
I'll text you my answers.
All right, we'll put the chat GPT and shit. So
too much cannabis and too much white wine.
Hey, it is what it is. All right, y'all. Well, listen. I hope y'all enjoyed this special. I ain't gonna call it guys now. It is what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna rock out, yo.
Yeah, we got some more stuff we want to bring in, but we got a lot more shit to do. So Till next time, y'all.
Salute.